1. What is up, you guys? It is another episode of the Sci-Fly Zone. It's Trent and CJ, and today's destination is taking us to the end of the World Series. The Dodgers have came out on top in absolutely heartbreaking fashion. Game-tying home run in the top of the 9th inning, and then a go-ahead Will Smith home run in the 11th. They were so close.
They were so close. They were right there. They had the lead for most of the game. I mean, first of all, what an exciting series this was. Blue Jays were right there, man, to winning their first World Series in 30 years. Just a couple outs away, and the Dodgers offense just finds a way, man. It was an incredible series.
Yeah, and they did it how they've been winning ball games the entire year, just clutch home runs.
Yeah, clutch home runs, extra base hits. I mean, that's how they won a lot of their games, and that's something they were great at. That's something both of these teams are great at. And Dodgers just managed to come out on top just by one run, man.
Yeah, man. So let's get into games 6 and 7. How to do it. So game 6. This one was really hard to watch because the Blue Jays just could not get the runners to score. And again, Yamamoto, he has been the Dodgers guy for so long. I mean, without Yamamoto, the Dodgers don't win the World Series. They don't even make it to the World Series without Yamamoto, in my opinion. But in this one, he went 6 innings, only 5 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 6 Ks. I mean, that's his worst performance of the World Series.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, man. It felt weird seeing him come out of the game after 6 innings, but like if any pitcher could go 6 innings, give up 1 run every time, they would do that in a heartbeat. That's exactly what you want from your starting pitcher. And Yamamoto just like completely exceeded expectations in this whole postseason and in this World Series in particular. Yeah, he was a huge part of the Dodgers, first of all, making the World Series and then winning it in the fashion that they did.
Yeah, man. Yamamoto's insane. Like, there's really no more you can say. But I will say the biggest talking point about this whole game, the ending of it. So let's get into it because this was on the same par as Colton Wong getting picked off by Koji Uehara in the Red Sox World Series. Because in this game, whole inning starts off with Kirk gets hit by a pitch, gets pinch ran for by Miles Straw, and then Barger hits a ball to left center, and the ball gets hit perfectly under both of the walls, so it gets lodged under it, and it gets ruled a ground rule double rather than being played as a live ball. So CJ, I gotta ask you, should this have been a live ball, or was the ruling correct?
This was, in my opinion, this was not the right call from the umpire. I believe that this ball should have been played out. I understand that outfielders are told if you see a ball that looks like it's getting stuck in the wall, throw your hands up to see if an umpire calls it. But you can see it looks like 80% of this ball is sticking out of the wall. It's like the way that it got stuck doesn't seem like it's impossible to take out, you know? And Justin Dean, he just throws his hands up as soon as he sees it stop, and this totally could have gone a different way. And if it was ruled that it was still a ball in play, that would have made Dean look really bad. That would have made his decision look very silly. But I don't know, it kind of felt like he got bailed out by the ump a little bit, honestly. I do not think that ball was unplayable. I think he could have easily taken it out. In fact, he did easily take it out. He, right after the play was called dead, he leans over, he picks up the ball, and he throws it back in. Just exactly what he could have done when the play was going on. But yeah, man, I don't know. It was definitely a controversial call. People are going to be looking at that play, I think, for a long time.
I feel like this play is very reminiscent of the National League wildcard game in 2012 where Andrelton Simmons hit that infield fly, but they called it an infield fly even though it went to the outfield. So theoretically, because they called it infield fly, the run that should have been able to score wasn't able to score because of that controversial judgment call. Even though it was called an infield fly, the ball went to the outfield, it shouldn't have been an infield fly. Kind of in the same manner that this shouldn't have been called a ground rule double and the run should have scored.
Yeah, they have to play it totally different, and the results are completely different too because of, like you said, the judgment call that the umpire has to make.
And the Braves didn't end up winning that game, similar to how the Blue Jays didn't end up winning that game.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're not even at the cherry on top yet. So runs should have scored. We got runners on second and third with no outs. 3-1 ball game right now. So Tyler Glass now gets brought in to relieve Roki Sasaki. And he gets Ernie Clement to pop out and get one out, which is an amazing feat in and of itself. And right here is probably one of the saddest examples of major league base running I have ever seen. As Andres Jimenez hits a line drive to left fielder Kike Hernandez, and Addison Barger, he is far away enough from second base on this play where he can get doubled up to end game 6. You could not be that far from the bag to get doubled up here. Like, I understand his energy was probably like through the roof and whatnot, but baseball fundamentals, you freeze on a line drive. You always freeze on a line drive with less than 2 outs, and you do not get far away enough from the bag to where you can get doubled up. And it's not like the shortstop caught it. Kike Hernandez caught it in left field, shallow left field, yes, but still, like, you cannot be that far from the bag.
Yeah, man, the last 3 outs of this game was so painful to watch. Just like starting off with Ernie Clement's pop-up, Tyler Glasnow comes into the game, and the first pitch that he throws, Ernie Clement swings at it. It's up and in. He swings at it like he's in a 2-strike count, like he's trying to fight it off, just popped it up to the infield, gets nothing done. And that Addison Barger base running mistake, I don't know how he let that happen. The way that the ball was hit, Kike Hernandez was crashing in. He was running in towards the infield for the ball. So even if the ball does drop in front of him, it doesn't matter how far of a lead Barger gets off the base. He's not scoring from second on a ball that's that close. And because Kike has to run in on it, and because he is able to get to the ball, with Barger still way off the base, it's not a super difficult throw to second. And he catches it, transfers, throws it immediately on the run. And credit to Miguel Rojas, who makes a great pick, saving that play. Because if he doesn't save that play, still 2 outs, maybe the run scores from third if there's no one backing up there.
Dude, the Dodgers defense capitalized on a insurmountable amount of base running errors by the Blue Jays during this series. The Blue Jays cost themselves so many runs on the base paths this series. Like, it was really hard to watch.
Yeah, 100%.
I think there were like 4 instances in game 3 alone, the 18th inning one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're just running themselves into outs. They're giving up runs. Like they're giving up their own opportunities to score runs. And they were playing great baseball, like in the second half.
For sure.
Like after the All-Star break, they were one of the best teams in baseball. They had the best record in the American League. But they get into this moment, and it just seems like there's not enough experience on the team. Maybe there's a lot of young guys. I know Springer's like the veteran there. He's been there a lot. But most of those guys, like Addison Barger, Ernie Clement, like some of even Bo Bichette and Vlad Jr. have never been to a World Series before, have never played games that important. And it just showed that like the Dodgers showed up and were ready for the big moments, and they knew that they had guys who could show up in the big moments, and the Blue Jays didn't. And that was really the difference maker.
Yeah. And to go off your point about Springer, the only RBI for the Blue Jays tonight, and he was out for a few games because he hurt his back swinging during an at-bat. It was really cool to see him come back and just continue to play at like the level of October that he usually plays at. Like, he's one of the best October baseball players of all time.
Yeah, he really is. Once he gets to the playoffs, he is one of the best hitters in baseball. And it was good seeing him back in the lineup because, like you said, he was dealing with that injury. And he immediately makes an impact for his team. You can see, like, right away that he is very important for this lineup. And that's why not having him in those previous games were hurting. But, yeah, I mean, he had a great postseason, and he had a great regular season in general. But there were a lot of guys who just weren't able to show up when they needed to.
Yeah, for sure. Very sad.
With that, Tyler Glasnow becomes the first pitcher in postseason history to record a save and at least a full inning of work on 3 or less pitches. So
that's crazy.
They just did not make him work at all. He was just cruising.
Literally, he only had to throw 3 pitches.
Yeah, unbelievable.
So that result gets us into Game 7, and this was probably one of the best Game 7s of all time. And another Will Smith has won the World Series, making it the 6th in a row for a player named Will Smith to win the World Series.
Oh my God.
Yep.
When is it going to stop? It's insane. Every World Series in the 2020s has been won by Will Smith. Hey, Will Smith. That's insane to me.
That is insane. So Scherzer, he impressed me in this performance, and what's probably going to be his last Blue Jays outing because he's going to be a free agent this offseason, along with Bo Bichette, Chris Bassett, and Shane Bieber, who can also opt out of his contract. But yeah, Scherzer, he pitched 4 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 3 Ks. He got it done.
Yeah, he really did. He's a big time pitcher, and he came up in a big moment for the Blue Jays, and he did what they needed him to do. He's been a great playoff pitcher, and even though he is in a Blue Jays uniform now, and even though he's not able to play the full season because of injuries or whatnot, that doesn't make him like any less of a clutch pitcher, any less of a dog than he is in the playoffs. Like he does exactly what he needs to do.
He always shows up in the most clutch moments. Like he lives for those moments. Like whenever coach wants to take him out, he's like, no, I'm in.
You better leave me in the game. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. Although he understood that he had to come out in this one, like just from a strategical standpoint. But yeah, the scoring started with Bo Bichette hitting a 3-run homer, which when that happened, I was like, oh my gosh, yes, this is exactly what I wanted to see for this game 7. The Blue Jays starting out big. I was upset earlier because Bo Bichette, he was trying to round the bases to score a run, and he just couldn't because of his knee sprain. And that definitely costed the Blue Jays a run, but then he made up for it by hitting a big 3-run homer off of Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, I mean, that was a huge moment for Bichette, easily one of the biggest moments of his career. And that was big for the Blue Jays because, like you mentioned, he kind of, in a way, cost the Blue Jays runs earlier in the game. Like, he gets walked in the second inning, he's on first base, Barger singles to right, doesn't hit it super hard. An average speed base runner would probably be able to go first to third there, but Bichette's knee is still injured, and so he can't run as hard as he can usually. So he's stuck on second, and then Ernie Clement singles to right center, kind of to the gap, honestly, and Bo Bichette yet again can't score from second because of his knee. He has to go just second to third.
And he got a good jump on the ball too. Like he was running off contact.
Yeah, I mean, he had a good jump. He just like physically can't put in the effort that he wants to and that he needs to, So
yeah, because then he'll injure himself.
yeah, seriously.
Sucks.
I mean, he's been great for them in the World Series since he came back. He hadn't played since the first half of September. And then when he comes back into the World Series, he finishes the World Series hitting 348, which is like huge for his team. He's been a great hitter all year. It just was that the knee injury he was clogging up bases basically. So for him coming up later in the game with that homer off of Shohei in the third was huge because that was massive. That's what they need him to do. If he's not able to run the bases, they need him to score guys
and jog the bases.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. If you can't sprint or run hard, you can just hit a home run and jog.
Exactly. Yeah, so the Dodgers respond by a Teoscar Hernandez sac fly in the 4th, and then proceed to do the same thing again, but it's Tommy Edman this time in the 6th inning, making it 3-2. And then in the bottom of the 6th, Andres Hernandez hits a really clutch double to right center field and makes it 4-2. So I was like, okay, awesome. Insurance. We're changing the momentum because they were scoring a little bit, but now we got a 2-run cushion. Pretty cool. So then in the 8th inning, Max Muncy hits a bomb to right field. I was like, oh, okay. We still got a 1-run lead. CJ, you predicted that it was going to be a 4-3 final. So I was like, okay, CJ's cooking right now. This is good. We're there. Now let's stop them scoring.
Now nobody gets to score for the rest of the game.
Yeah. And that home run came off of Trey Savage, which I was so surprised to see him come into the game. And he did good. He did really good until that home run, and then he got taken out, which I think was the right call. But I think it was just really cool to see him pitch in Game 7 regardless.
Yeah, it was great seeing him out there. I mean, he's been huge for the Blue Jays in the postseason and in the World Series. He's had some historic performances. So it was good seeing him out there again, seeing him in Toronto in front of the home crowd. And he, like you said, he gets around the top of the lineup. He walks Shohei. Then he gets Freddie Freeman to ground into a double play to end the inning. But turns out there was another lefty that he had to worry about because the Dodgers lineup is very deep, and Max Muncy has the most postseason home runs in Dodgers franchise history. So, yeah, you heard that right. He's got 18 homers in the postseason. So it was such a tense game. This was such a tense moment. I was not confident at all. I was not comfortable with this 1-run lead or a 2-run lead, let alone. And that would prove to be for good reason, unfortunately.
Yeah, because Jeff Hoffman would come into the ninth inning. I was like, okay, cool. This is the guy I want to see. He's been pretty good for Toronto for the most part. I mean, he has a 1.46 ERA in the playoffs. So that's the guy I want in. And he gets Kike Hernandez to strike out to start the inning. I'm like, beautiful. And then Miguel Rojas comes up. And, he really hasn't had many clutch moments in the playoffs so far, at least to my knowledge. So I felt pretty confident that this was going to be a pretty easy out. But wow, was I proven wrong. Miguel Rojas becomes the second player to ever hit a tying or go-ahead home run in the ninth inning of a Game 7 in the World Series. Teams trailing the ninth inning in World Series winner-take-all games are 3-33 all-time with his home run. And not only that, with his game-tying home run, that defensive play he made at second in the bottom of the ninth inning, oh my gosh, that was inches away from the Blue Jays having their first World Series in over 30 years. But like these small little things just factored into the Dodgers winning. It's just crazy.
It is crazy to see, man. You such an unlikely hero, one of the most unlikely heroes on this Dodgers roster. If you gave me 15 chances to guess who would be the guy to win the Dodgers the World Series, I would not say it would be Miggy Rojas.
Yeah.
And like to Jeff Hoffman's credit, he has been great in the postseason. Like this was the only run he allowed in the World Series, I'm pretty sure. And unfortunately, that's how a lot of people are going to remember his performance, despite how great he was for them in huge moments.
Yeah. And it sucks too, because obviously he feels responsible, but baseball is a team game, and there were so many other instances where you could, point fingers. So there's no reason to point fingers at him.
Yeah, 100%. And like the Blue Jays likely don't even get to that situation, don't even get to a Game 7 or the World Series in general if Jeff Hoffman's not clutching up and doing what he was doing in the postseason.
Yeah, definitely. And we got to shout out Ernie Clement because he becomes the all-time hit leader in a single playoff run with 30 hits accumulated. And he ended the playoffs with a 13-game hit streak. And Vlad was only one hit away from Ernie's record as well. Like, it's crazy how well these two guys performed in the playoffs, and it still wasn't enough to take down the Dodgers.
Yeah, man. I mean, they literally did everything they could. Ernie Clement had one of the best postseason performances of all time.
You could argue all time.
Yeah, genuinely. Like 30 hits, most in a single postseason. By the way, still hitting 8th in the lineup for no reason. Unbelievable. He's hitting over 400, and they're having him as a second last hitter in the lineup.
I've heard he likes to hit it lower in the lineup. Like, that's just like a preference thing.
I get it, but like,
no, I hear you. I hear you. Like, I want him batting 4 or 5 or 2.
Yeah, he's got to get as many at bats as he possibly can.
Yeah,
because he was incredible, and even on the last out that he makes, he crushes a ball to the gap, and Andy Pages just makes a great play, getting there, crashing into Kike, and hanging on to the ball.
Excuse my language, but I was literally shitting bricks on that fly ball to left field, bro. Because when the outfielders start running backwards, it's not good.
Yep.
Kike was running backwards.
Yeah, when you can see the outfielder's jersey number, it's not going well for them.
Like, it's either Willie Mays or game over.
Yeah, seriously, genuinely.
What's crazy too is Andy Pages was brought into that inning as a defensive sub for Tommy Edman. So who knows what would have happened if Tommy Edman was in center field instead.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Andy Pages was struggling offensively in the World Series and in the postseason in general. So
yeah,
they took him out of the lineup. They moved Tommy Edman to center, and they had Miguel Rojas starting at second instead, I believe. So that whole decision to not start Pages and then to bring him in defensively, and he's the one to make that play. Like it's really unbelievable how important each decision is in a World Series game or in a baseball game in general.
Yeah, dude, the script was crazy.
Yeah, 100%. The script writers cooked with that one.
Yeah. Although one reason I do love baseball is the sport is too difficult to script without it being obvious.
Yeah, 100%.
And when it is obvious, cough cough, Emmanuel Clase, they get caught.
Yeah, pretty quickly. Yeah.
So besides Emmanuel Clase, I just want to talk about Yoshinobu Yamamoto because he was the one that actually got the win for Game 7. And he becomes the first pitcher to win 3 games in a single World Series since Randy Johnson did it in 2001. And all 3 of his wins came on the road, making him the first pitcher with 3 road wins in a single World Series and the first pitcher to have the win of games 6 and 7 on the road.
Wow. That's an unbelievable stat. I mean, it should be believable because we watched Yamamoto do this and we watched him be incredible. But still, like, hearing it out loud feels unreal. Like,
and he got out of that bases loaded 1-out jam too. Like that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, dude. It's one of the best pitching runs in the World Series that I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Just absolutely incredible. 3 wins out of 7 games in the series. Dave Roberts was being asked about the pitching situation before this game, and he said everybody is available except for Yamamoto.
Yeah.
And that's exactly who he went to. The management got a message that Yamamoto woke up feeling good, and they were like, okay, we'll see how it goes. If he wants to get in, if he gets a chance to go in, we're going to put him in. And he just, time after time again, shows that he is one of the best pitchers in baseball. And he will be one of the best pitchers in baseball for a long time.
Yeah, man. He's just so clutch. How is he so clutch?
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, man. So, Dodgers win back-to-back World Series. The first time since the Yankees did it in 98 to 2000.
Yeah, unbelievable. And the first National League team to do it since the Reds did it in 1975 and 1976. Basically 50 years on the dot. Like, wow. Just absolutely incredible. They are the best team in baseball. Honestly, like I know they didn't have the best record in the regular season, but when they have everybody healthy, they are probably the best team in baseball.
Yep. And what really makes the whole argument about like how much money they spend on their team, that's why they won. Like some of their most clutch moments came from guys who are making minimum contracts or very little money. Will Klein in Game 3, 4 innings, amazing work. Miguel Rojas, game-tying home run in the 9th inning. Like these are not guys that they are, spending tens or hundreds of millions of dollars on, but they still came in clutch. Like the Dodgers just have the most diverse roster.
Yeah. There's so many different ways that they can beat you, and even if some of their best players are struggling, they can surprise you with the 7 or 8 hitter in the lineup. And a lot of these guys are returning. Like most of the guys on the Dodgers team are returning to the Dodgers next year. So this team is going to be very good for a very long time.
And they love being Dodgers too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they absolutely do.
I would love being a Dodger.
I would love it, man. They were showing Tyler Glasnow and Blake Snell celebrating in the clubhouse after the game. They were on the 2020 Rays when the Rays lost to the Dodgers in the World Series.
Mm.
And now they are both Dodgers teammates again, winning the World Series. Like Tyler Glasnow literally said it himself. These are his words. If you can't beat them, join them. That is what he said, and that is what they did. And now they're World Series champions. What can you do?
Yep. And hey, that just speaks to all the owners. Invest in your team, guys. Come on.
Yeah. Make people want to play for you. Make guys think twice before they sign with the Dodgers, because there's other options, because there are other competitive teams that can do it. And speaking of competitive teams, the Blue Jays are losing some of their biggest guys. Like you had mentioned earlier, they're losing some of the most important guys to their team, including Bo Bichette. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do I know Bo Bichette wants to be a Blue Jay. He likes being a Blue Jay. He likes being Vlad's teammate. They came up through every level of professional baseball together, and now they're hitting back to back in the World Series. So
and they're both sons of baseball legends.
Yeah, absolutely, just incredible. I mean, he's great. He's one of my favorite players. I hope he stays a Blue Jay, but if he doesn't, I hope he becomes an Angel.
I do too, but I would feel bad for him.
Yeah, I would as well. Also, we can't move Neto.
No, we cannot. Although, Bichette can play second and Neto can play short. We'll have Rengifo at third and Rendon out of the equation.
Yeah, that would be nice. Honestly, I'm cool with that. Yeah, I like that. I mean, hey, Bo Bichette proved that he could play second base. He made some solid plays for them defensively, despite his lack of mobility. So, yeah, man. Hey, come to Anaheim. I love it.
Yes, sir. But on one final note on this World Series, Kershaw retires a champion.
Yeah, good for him. Great way to go out. His last season ends with a World Series, and his last appearance ends with him getting out of a bases loaded jam in extra innings. So you really can't ask for anything else. It was a great career, one of the best pitchers we've ever seen, and he's without a doubt going to be in the Hall of Fame, maybe even unanimous. I could see him being a unanimous Hall of Famer. I'm not gonna lie.
I could too. Like if people really want to not focus on some of the playoff stuff, even though like his final playoff appearance was a really good one, the past is still has to be considered to a degree.
Yeah, I think that would be the one thing. Like if people don't vote for him in the first round or the first year, it would be because of his playoff performances, and that's really the only excuse because he has a career 2.53 ERA with multiple Cy Youngs and an MVP award. So, like, just one of the best, if not the best pitcher of his generation.
Yeah, I'll say he guaranteed at least 90% of the votes.
Oh, I think if it's anything under 95, that would be too low.
I agree.
I mean, yeah, he's 100% going to be in. But I do want to shout out a couple top performers for each team because I know the Blue Jays didn't end the way that they wanted it to, but it went really well for a really long time. There were some very important players for that team. Well, you mentioned earlier 30 hits in the postseason for Ernie Clement, which is the most in a single postseason ever. Vlad Jr. was right there with him too. He had 2 homers in the World Series alone, 8 in the postseason overall. He was incredible. Bo Bichette, shout out to him after coming back from an injury in like the first half of September, like we said, and playing great for them in the World Series. And Jeff Hoffman, I hope people can forget about that homer to Miggy Rowe because aside from that, he was incredible. That was the only run he allowed in the World Series. So, like, there were so many great players for them. Trey Savage completely establishes himself. I'm really looking forward to seeing what he does
100%.
in a full season to see if when he gets 30 starts, what's going to happen. He's still super young. He has a lot of development to do. We'll see if he breaks any more records in the future.
Yeah.
And the Dodgers didn't really have as many, at least in the World Series, it seemed like they didn't really have as many guys that stood out offensively. Besides Shohei Ohtani, obviously, he hit 333 with a 500 on base percentage and a 778 slugging for a 1.278 OPS in the World Series. Just unbelievable stuff. He absolutely would have been MVP if Yoshinobu Yamamoto wasn't the best pitcher in the playoffs. And Tyler Glasnow looked good too as a reliever, coming in relief for the first time since 2018. He pitched 21 and a third innings overall in the playoffs with a 1.69 ERA. So, I mean, it was an all-time World Series, all-time playoff run for a lot of these guys, and it was super entertaining.
Yeah, we definitely got a lot to eat up as baseball fans.
Yeah, 100%.
It was great.
It was great.
So that is the 2025 Major League Baseball season. What a season it has been.
It's been great. It's been great to follow. It's really exciting. I've been enjoying this journey through the MLB season and through the channel with this whole season. It's been a lot of fun.
Yes, and we'll find more baseball stuff to talk about in the meantime for sure. It's not just going to drop off a cliff till spring training. We'll definitely keep up the baseball content for you guys because that's what we want to do. So thank you guys for being on this journey through the regular season and through the postseason. Now we're going to go into the off season until the next season. So if you guys like sci-fi stuff, we also do sci-fi stuff, Marvel, DC, etc. So if there's anything that you want us to talk about in regards to that, leave it down in the comments. Same thing with baseball stuff. If there's anything that you want us to talk about, give our opinion on, we can put it down in the comments too, and we'll talk about it. So if you feel free to do that. But yeah, that's been the Sci-Fi Zone, where the multiverse meets the seventh inning stretch, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Later.